So the most important concept again is the principle of counting that I'm going to explain to you. What is principle of counting? That is the most important concept. When we do permutation, combination, what is the difference? The second concept would be permutation. Next one would be combination. Next concept would be formation of groups. Which are the people who are playing this? Which are the people who are not doing this? That is what we are seeing. Formation of groups. The next one is distribution of alike objects, arrangement in a circular pattern, so and so. There are different topics to it. But the first concept that I'm going to do is principle of counting. Before I do principle of counting, what is it? Say, for example, Team India is supposed to be chosen. Is it permutation or is it combination? Choosing any Team India is going to be a combination. It doesn't make a difference who we are choosing, how we are choosing. It's just a combination of different people coming in together. Hence, in combination, what is not required? Order is not important. What is not important? The order. But when we talk in terms of permutation, now my friend here, Bhuvi, what she does, she decides to make Team India batting order. And she decides to not use, she says first is going to be Rohit Sharma. Then she says second would be Shami, batting order. And she puts 11th as Virat Kohli. So what she is doing wrong is not putting a specific order which should be there. So everybody is going to go after her because what she's done is she's made a combination rather than a permutation. What is permutation actually, by the way, Raffles? Permutation is nothing but a fixing a order. If there is no order, in any way I can choose somebody, we call it as what? Anyway, choosing anybody, combination. But if we are fixing one order, we call it as permutation. Is it clear? So please don't do it like that. Everybody is going to come to your head. Either randomly she starts choosing and then she's okay, whatever. Is it clear or not? Okay. Now suppose another example of what we say is combination is, I say arrange alphabets. We have how many alphabets? 26. I say make 4-letter words, whether meaning or without meaning. What should I choose? Combination or permutation? So we choose combination. It can be A, it can be A, B, whatever it may be. Is it clear? So that is what we call it as combination. But I say a specific order starts with A, and this is the way we have to go. Then what I'll be using? Permutation. Understand the meaning of the two terms. How does permutation differ from combination? I'll further explain it when the questions come. But right now, the only thing that we need to understand is what is permutation and combination. Permutation is a order, specific order. But if I say a combination, what is combination? No specific order. What is important is all the variables should be inside it. That is what we call it as what? Combination. Is it clear or not? Now, the second thing that we need to understand is basically factorials. Now, what is factorials that we require in this? Because in permutation combination, we'll have a lot of questions related to factorials. If I ask you what is 5 factorial? Yes. How do we get 5 factorial? 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. That is what a factorial refers to. Now, if I say 6 factorial, can I write it as 6 into 5 factorial? Yes. Because it's 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 into 5 into 6. So what do? We write 6 into 5 factorial. What if I had to do minus 5 factorial? Is it possible? No. It is called not defined. Anything negative is not a factorial. Anything negative would not be a factorial. Any doubts for this? Anything negative would not be a factorial. Similarly, can there be a factorial for 0.3 factorial? That is also again not defined. Is it clear? If I look at this, similarly, let's give an example of what is 21 factorial. Can I write it as 21 into 20 factorial? Can I further write it as 21 into 20 into 19 factorial? Yes or no? Like this, what we get, and n factorial would be n into n minus 1 factorial. Yes or no? So this is clear or not? 21 would be 21 into 20 factorial. That is 21 into 20 into 19 factorial. N factorial will be n into n minus 1. So what do we get? All factorials are whole numbers or natural numbers? Are whole numbers or natural? Now, what is the difference between whole number and natural? Whole numbers start with 0, natural numbers start with 1. So it is whole number or natural? Whole. What is 0 factorial? That's the most important thing. How 0 factorial is 1? Prove it to me. रट्टा क्या मारा है? Very interestingly, क्यों पता है? रट्टा मारा हुआ है. That's interesting. 0 factorial is 1. The very interesting reply was there. क्यों है? रट्टा बजा. भगवान ने बोला इतना ही रट्टा मारने को तो इतना ही मारना है, उससे ज्यादा कुछ. That's interesting. Why be sad? Be happy. है ना? There should be no sadness. Okay. Now, it's something from here that we did something from here. Now, if we put n as 1, what did 1? 1 factorial is equal to 1 into 0. So what is this? 1 is equal to 0 factorial. That's how we get it. n की value 1 इसमें put कर दी. n की value 1 हमने इसमें put कर दी. 1 factorial is 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. So 0 factorial becomes. भगवान ने नहीं बोला. Is it clear or not? That's the case. Very good. That's very good. Okay. If we put n as 1, it will become 1 factorial is equal to 1 into 1 minus 1 is 0 factorial. So 1 factorial is equal to 0. What is 1 factorial? 1. So no, in this case, in factorials, it is not for factorials. That's the case. And this is the most important thing, by the way. This is something that you need to remember. Is it clear or not? Now, I'll make it interesting. Basically, we are now going to do factors of multiplication or principles of counting. That is what we are going to do. Suppose there are 10 of you, or say 10 students. Unfortunately, only 7 have bags. And there are, okay, 10 students have 7 bags. In how many ways can the students carry the bags? How many ways can student carry the bags? Total number of ways. Total number of ways. Or total pairs in which different students can have different bags. That's my question. How can you do this? So let's say this is my first student, carries bag 1. Second student, sorry, first student can then carry what? Bag 2. That's a choice the first student has. Yes or no? How many choices does the first student have? 7 choices. Similarly, the second student has what choices? 7. Yes or no? So like that, absolutely correct. 10 into 7 makes total choices that we have is 70 choices. It's like a question that we are going to do in the future. There are 5 people.
But it's about simultaneously, because if one person chooses anything, then it doesn't.
That is the choices that if first choose 1, the second can choose any other 7 ways. So we have to make. So if the first chooses 1, the second, we are talking about total number of ways possible. Total number of ways possible is first person has 7 choices, second person has 7 choices, like this. All 10 have 7 choices. So there's a possibility of adding all them up, which is 10 into 7. Yes. What was in the morning? We are going to GPay wala, we're going to do that. Don't worry. You're very quickly after money. Don't be sad. We're going to fix up codes for it. Is it clear or not? Okay. Okay. Now, if I say, for example, this is for 10 students and so and so. Now I said 10 students are there and there are 20 bags. How many ways can you carry it? This is the principle of counting, we basically say. 10 students have 20 bags. And how many ways? Total number of ways in which the first student, how many choices do you have, Bhuvi? Ready? Now, Sankalp has how many choices? Sure? That's it. So like this, so total have how many choices? Total 200. Is it clear or not? One, only one. We are not saying one can carry all. We are not saying all that. We are just saying a basic thing. Okay. Now, I say to you, instead of this, I ask you, now given till 2. Now let's ask you till 3. Say, for example, now I make a choice of 3. There were 10 students. They had 7 bags to choose from, and they had a choice of 12 pens to choose from. So total number of choices that you can make would be how much now? First student can choose first bag, can also choose the first pen. If he chooses the first bag, then he can choose the second pen. If he chooses the first bag, he can choose the third pen. So with first bag, how many choices he gets? 12. Similarly, how many choices of bag he has? 7. So total choices would be 10 into 7 into 12, which is 840 choices one person has. Nothing but multiplication. That is what we call the principle of counting. There are 5 people. How many shake hands would they do in the class? Maximum number of ways. 5 people. Next. He has 4 choices to make. 5 into 5. Total number of choices that you have 20. That's it. That's how the questions are going to come. So shake hands. You cannot shake hands with yourself. I'm happy. Vishal does that. That's a different issue. That is only a question for Vishal. Is it clear? That's a different issue altogether. Okay. We are not talking about probability. We're talking about in general. Then don't. That's what I'm saying. No? It's going to be step by step. We are just, this is a simple question. Number of choices that you can make. Number of things that you can do. That's what we call as this thing. It's not difficult. This would be simple. This would not be difficult. As I said, what we were doing is the first case. If the total number of ways of occurrence of an event is X, as I said, first event kya tha? 10 students are there, X. And total number of ways of occurrence of another event is Y. That was the bags. In this case, what was A? Students. What was the event? Bags. Total number of occurrences is X into Y. Similarly, there's a case of 3. Is it clear or not? The same is the case of 3. Same is the case of 4. Yes. We're going to give conditions. Don't worry, I'm going to go through the conditions also. Okay, now this is to explain number of sets. Now this is something I want to explain in terms of this. When I say number of subsets, I understand you've not done it. Containing n elements as 2 raised by n, what it means is basically, suppose I have 5 sets. I have a set with 5 numbers. How many subsets can be formed? It's 2 raised to power n. That is the number of elements. How? Very simple. Because I'm going to use this concept also in solving the thing. What's the first set that I can form? It's 1 by itself. Either it's a yes, it will form a set, or it will not. Same is the case of 2. Either yes or 3 also has a choice. Either it will be part of it or 4th, yes or no. So similarly, every number has how many choices? How many numbers are there? That's how it comes 2 raised to power 5. Either be the part of the set or don't be a part of the set. So how many choices do we have? 32. Don't worry. This is something, since you've not done set, I don't want to explain further. This is just a basic case. What becomes a part of it? Okay, now let's say, for example, this. This is our first question. And then I want to tell you about this question. It's not difficult. The number of numbers strictly between 5,000 and 10,000 that can be formed using the digits 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 without repetition. How many numbers can be formed? How many numbers can be formed between 5,000? It cannot be 5,000. It cannot be 1,000. Tell me. Has to be 4-digit number. You tell me. I don't know the answer. No, don't. You don't have to see a number. 5,000 to 10,000, and certain digits are given to me. It's like cracking a code. Don't take it as mathematics, like cracking a code. How many numbers can I form to crack this code between 5 at these digits? And what cannot do without repetition? I can do it. I cannot do it without repetition. First, if I take a 4-digit number, it has to be 4-digit number. Think. I'm giving you 2 minutes. Think about it. Rest of you? Huh? 120. Okay. Like 5 and 1,000, 10,000, 5,000 and 10,000. To make a number bigger than 5,000, we require digits 5, 7, and how can I fill the first digit? 3 ways. I can take 5, I can take 7, I can take 9. If I take 1 and 3, it will be smaller than 5,000. Yes or no? I need numbers between 5,001 and 999. Which digits can I use? Only these. How many digits did I have? 5. How many are left since I've chosen? Because it's without repetition. 4. Next 3. Next 2. Why 4? Because अगर 5 आ गया है तो बाकी नहीं choose कर पाएंगे. अगर मैं 5 इसको choose कर लेता हूँ, if I choose 5, I can only choose 1, 3, 7 or 9 without repetition. We have to make a number between 5,001 and 999. Which digits do we have? 1, 3, 5, 7. Can I take 1 or 3? No. What digits can I take in the first? What are the ways in which I can fill the first digit? 3 ways. Either 5 or 7 or done. And the next number has to be without repetition. If I choose 5, I cannot choose 5 again. How many numbers did I have initially? 5. How many numbers are left? अगर 5 choose कर लिया तो एक 5 तो आ ही गया. तो कितने choices में भर सकता हूँ? 4. जब एक और number fill कर दिया तो कितना हो गया अगला? 3. जब एक और भर दिया तो कितना हो गया? 2 choices. So total number of choices, how much do I have? 3 into 4 is what? 12 twos are 24 into 4. 24 into 4. 96. Yeah, which calculation are you doing? 3 twos are 6. Which one? What are you doing? 3 threes are 9. Okay. 36. 9 fours are 36. 3 72. Yes. I'm sad. Okay. 3 fours are 12. 12 threes are 36. 36 twos are 72. These are the number of choices we have. 1 or 3 cannot happen. Either 5, 7 or 9. I've only first in a 4-digit number, the first digit that I have, not in the thousands, I can only choose either 5 or 7 or 9. So how can I fill the first digit? 3 ways.
5, 7 या 9.
Is it clear?
मैंने 5 को choose किया उसके बाद
2 times 3. 3 threes are 9. 9 fours are 36. No, it's correct. Yeah. Yeah.
मैंने 5 को choose
If you choose 5, how many digits are remaining? 1, 3, 7 and 9. You can fill it 4 ways. Next one. If you fill 1, then you cannot repeat the other one. You could have chosen 1, 3, 7, 9. You chose anything you wanted to. Now, once you've chosen 1, you cannot choose 1 again. What are you left with? 3, 7 and 9. If you choose 3, what are you left with? 7 and 9. Any doubts? Simple. Sorry, with repetition both the 5 into 5 into 5. That's it. 3, if we says with repetition, first one is only 3. Next 5 into 5 into 5. If it says repetition. Is it clear? Next. Okay. The number of integers greater than 7,000 that can be formed using the digit 3, 5, 7, 8 without repetition. The number of integers greater than 7,000 that can be formed using the digit 3, 5, 7, 8. Simple question. No. You have only 4 digits. I can only choose this 3, 5, 7, 8 without repetition. Six ways. Wonderful. Three, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's one more digit. 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. 6 p.m. 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. The number of integers greater than 7,000 that can be formed using the digit 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. 7,000, if you put any of the digits 7, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, it is more than that. 7,000. So in what ways? For more than 7,000, what can I take? 7 and 8. It's a 4-digit number. So, one second. What is the answer? 48. It's wrong. 120. No. What you're thinking is wrong. Think of it logically. The number of integers greater than 7,000 that can be formed using the digits 3, 5, 6, 7, and 8 without repetition is. That's the question for you. The number of integers greater than 7,000 that can be formed using the digits 3, 5, 6, 7, 8 without repetition. That means you don't use your brains. Yeah. Huh? So who stopped you? You have said 48. I said it is wrong. Wrong answer. Okay, first is the case when we are only considering 4-digit numbers. Second can be the dates. How many digits do we have? 5. So I can also make a 5-digit number which is greater than 7,000. When you said infinite, you were actually speaking the correct thing, because if they're n numbers, it can be. But then you did not consider 5. If they're 4 digits, I can either only choose 7 or 2 ways. How many digits we are left? 4, then 3, then 2. No repetition. 8. 8 into 6, 40. Now let's make a 5-digit number. How many digits do we have? 5. 5 ways, 4 ways, 3 ways, 2 ways, 1 ways, which is 5 factorial, 120. Total digits that we have is 168. Is it clear? How's it 48 then? Is that clear or not? Simple question. Any 5-digit number is greater than 7,000. Please don't sit in business. Don't, yeah. तो हमारे पास 5 digits है. 3 से भी तो start कर सकते. 30,000 something हो जाएगा. 5 से start किया 50,000 something हो जाएगा, which is bigger than 7,000 itself. 6 से start किया 60,000 something. Or since repetition ही हो रहा, तो we are reducing one. Is it clear? The first case is for 4 digit. The second case is for 5 digit. Any doubts? Try this now. Find the number of 5-digit integers divisible by 3, which can be formed using the digits 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 without repetition. Which is divisible by 5, which can be formed using the digits 0, 1, 2, 3, 5 without repetition. What's the divisibility rule of 3? Everybody knows that, right? What's the divisibility rule of 3? We add sum of the digits, divide by 3. 1 plus 2, 3 plus 3, 6 plus 4, 5. So 15 divided by 3 is what? 5. It is divisible. Since that first case, I take the digits 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. To make a 5-digit integer without repetition, I can choose 5 ways in this case, then 4, then 3, then 2, then 1. How many ways? Is this correct? Is this my answer? No. Another way of making it divisible, we take out 3 and we replace it by 0. We take out 3 from this because we also have 0 as a digit. We take out 3 and we replace it by 0. 3 plus 4, 7. 7 plus 5. That's what you are supposed to do. Is it clear or not? What's your answer? 600. There must be some other genius, some other world that you're living in to make it 600. Now listen, how many digit, what are we looking for? A 5-digit integer. We're looking for a 5-digit integer. If I put 0 in front, can it be 5-digit? So I can only fill it 4 ways. Next 4, next 3, next 2, next 1. Because in this case, I cannot put 0. The number of 5-digit numbers, if it has to be divisible by 3, you have to look at a number divisible by 3. You've taken any number possible. 1 second. Can I speak? Can I speak? Let's see why your digit comes out to be wrong. You take this number 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. Is this, sorry, 5, 1, 2, 3, 0. Is this divisible by 4? 3. You have taken this number to make it 600. So what is this answer? 4 into 4? 16. 16 threes are? 16 threes are? 48. 48 plus 2? Total ways. What's the most important rule? That's not saying. It's a way of the questions. Should I tell you what level I'm giving you, by the way?
This is very easy.
This, should I tell you what you're doing right now? IIT JEE. And this is simple. IIT JEE mains also, pre's also. I've taken out from them to explain basics. This is basics. If I get somebody who's done nothing, who doesn't know permutation combination, can do it directly without even knowing permutation combination. 2023, and this is what you're finding difficult. This is actually without any basics. This is just basics that I'm doing. Who does not know divisibility rule of 3? Everybody knows divisibility rule of 3. So what do? We write all of them. We see the sum comes out to be 15. Now the common sense is if I take out 5 and add 0, it cannot be divisible. If I take out 4 and add 0, it cannot be divisible. If I take out 3 and add 0, it can be divisible. That's the only case possible. That's what I did. And then everything is there in front of you. But it's a 5-digit, so I cannot put 0 in front. All I required was divisibility of 3. That's it. Is it clear or not? My way of teaching would be a bit different in terms of solving it now. This is easy. This is not that something, but this is coming in every paper. Just to say to you, it's simple, but you are looking at it in the wrong perspective of solving the questions. Is it clear or not? Everybody knows divisibility rule of 3. This has come in all the papers, whether it's GMAT also, whether it's CAT also, whether all your papers, it's going to come the same. Clear or not? It's nothing. I could make it 3-digit. I could make it 2-digit. It's simple. Any doubts for this? Can I move ahead? Okay. Now we come to what is, okay, what is, by the way, how do we save CR and everything? Okay, what does, let me explain you the rules for it. What I did. The total number of permutation of n distinct objects taken all at a time. मैंने बोला आपके पास 5 numbers थे. We had 5 numbers, 5 digits with repetition. With repetition किस तरीके से बढ़ सकते हैं? 5 raised to power. Yes or no? Next मैंने आपको यही बस formulas उसी से बनते हैं. Which you take it as formulas, but I don't use it as formulas. अब मैंने 5 way से भरना था, but I have to do it with repetition. तो क्या हो जाएगा? 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. What is that? 5 factorial. That is n factorial. Is it clear? So don't learn it with the formula, learn it in general. The total number of permutation of R objects out of n distinct without repetition is. What does this refers to? Suppose now the objects become less, like in the case, we had 3 ways of filling the number. 3 ways of filling the number, and we had 5, what do you call it? 5 numbers. How would I fill it? This is n factorial upon n minus r factorial. I'm just telling you a way of doing it, but I would not like to do it this way. Just a formula which I might use in the future. Is it clear? But by the way, what does this probability, how does this come into permutation? That is permutation basically. थर्ड वाला है विदाउट रेपिटेशन. हमारे पास 3 डिजिट थे, 3 नंबर्स को 3 वो थे एंड 5 नंबर्स हैं. हमने डिस्टिंक्टली इसी तरीके से फिल करना है कि 3 डिजिट नंबर है, इट कैन नॉट बी, जैसे हमने बात किया 4 डिजिट 5 नंबर्स थे, जैसे ये वाला क्वेश्चन हमारे पास, ये वाला 5 डिजिट नंबर 0 नहीं हो सकता. तो हम इस केस में क्या करेंगे? हम क्या यूज करेंगे? NPR. परम्यूटेशन. NPR का मतलब क्या है? ऊपर n फैक्टोरियल, नीचे क्या हो जाएगा? n माइनस r का फैक्टोरियल. इज इट क्लियर? 5 नंबर्स 5 वे से विद रेपिटेशन फिल कर सकते हो. 5 फैक्टोरियल, 5 रेज्ड बाय 5. 5 numbers, 5 ways of filling, 5 things you have to fill. 5 numbers are there. Now it is without repetition, 5 factorial. Now I reduce, I say 3 numbers specifically this way, but there are 5 numbers now. What would be the case? 5PR, that's what we have. 5P3, that's what we do. Clear or not? Try not remembering it just to make it in the formula way. I've given it like that. Is that clear or not? Any doubts there? Any doubts? I mean, like IIT's questions you guys are doing. What brains you have. Wonderful. Okay. It's not difficult. It's not rocket science. As I said, it's the most easiest topic. Most easiest to get the maximum marks. And it is coming like, say, for example, they say people are sitting, इन दोनों को साथ में नहीं बिठाना, इनको alternatively बिठाना है. इसका मतलब यही तो होता है. And this is maths basically. There's nothing. Again, I'm repeating. 5 लोग 5 वे से नंबर्स फिल करना है, 5 पोजीशन, तो क्या हो जाएगा? 5 विद रेपिटेशन अलाउड है 5 रेज़ टू पावर 5. 5 नंबर्स है, विद रेपिटेशन फिल करना है, 5 डिजिट्स है, 5 नंबर्स में फिल करना है, तो क्या हो जाएगा? 5 फैक्टोरियल. अब 3 नंबर्स फिल करने हैं, 3 पोजीशंस फिल करनी है, 5 डिजिट्स हैं, विदाउट रेपिटेशन इट विल 5p3. दैट इज means 5 factorial divided by 3 factorial, that's 5 into 4. That is what we say. Is it clear or not? This is what.
5 people are putting in 20 seats without
Yeah.
repetition, then
जैसे हमारे पास
5 of them can be.
yes. So when we say 5p3, this would become 5 factorial divided by 2 factorial. What is that? 5 into 4 into 3. I said आपके पास 3 slots हैं, 5 numbers हैं, तो पहला क्या होगा? 5 into 4 into 3. That's what it means. I've just given it in the form of formula. Without repetition. With repetition तो बहुत सिंपल है, 5 raised to power 3 रहेगा. 5 raised to power n जो था वो 5 raised to power 3 बन जाएगा. वही तो है, तो केस 1 बन गया आपका. 5 into 4 is 60. 60 आएगा. तो भाई 1 second. क्या कर रहे तू? क्या कैलकुलेशन है? तो मैं पूछ रहा हूँ कि ये क्या कैलकुलेशन कर रहा है? 5p इसका मतलब है this 5 factorial 5 minus 3 क्या होता है 2 factorial 2 factorial कैंसिल हो जाएगा 5 into 4 into 3 तो मैं कहाँ कुछ बोल रहा हूँ वो बोल is it clear or not is that clear simple ways no I'm just trying to tell you what this theorems mean जो बुक में ऐसे दी होती हैं इसका मतलब क्या होता है by the way ये सिंपल सा मतलब होता है आप इसी तरीके से रट्टा मारने की कोशिश करते हो ये वाला तो ये लगाएंगे ये वाला तो ये लगाएंगे ये वाला ये वाला कुछ और ही हो जाता है is that clear it's no rattafication it's simple logics of doing the questions any doubts with this or not okay let's do more questions like try this if the digits are not allowed to repeat any number formed by using the digits 0 2 4 6 8 6 the number of all digits which are greater the number of all digits which are greater than 10,000 is equal to. If the digits are not allowed to repeat in any number, Shaunak, you are going to do this. Look here. If the digits are not, don't be sad. Okay, if the digits are not allowed to repeat in any number formed by using the digit 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, then the number of all numbers greater than 10,000 is. How many digits do we have? And we need to make a 5-digit number. We cannot have 0 in the front. What do we have? 4. If it is 4, next one would be 4, next one would be 3, next would be 2, next would be 1. Because now we can take 0. In the first case, we cannot take 0. Now 0 can come. What is 4 factorial? Yes. Yes. 96. Any doubts? 96. Okay, can we continue further? Try this. Now, only thing that you need to pay attention is to the word at least one. I choose a password which could be either 6 or 8. 6 to 8.
7.
Yes, I have either an alphabet A, B, C, D, E or numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with the repetition of characters allowed. Repetition is allowed. I've told you this. If the number of password in is S, in S, not 5, is S, whose at least one character is a number from this, then what is alpha equal to? First of all, at least one. One of the passwords has at least one character as the number. That's what he says. At least one का मतलब क्या है? एक या एक से ज़्यादा. That's my. You have done this. At least का मतलब मैंने बता चुका हूँ. So now that's where the question comes. Try करो.
The number of passwords in S meaning the set of all
Yes.
passwords.
Yes. Think. Okay. What's the number of ways in which we can make 6-digit passwords? How many ways? With repetition, he says. How many ways to make 6-digit passwords? There's a 5. These are 5. Total are 10 ways of filling. 10 raised to 6. 10 times 10 times 10 times. Either I can take it A, B, C, D, or I can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is it clear? For a 7-digit password with repetition, how many ways? 10 is to 7. For a 8-digit password, how many ways? 10 is to 8. Any doubts? Yes or no? I can fill it either A or I can fill A next B, like that. They're total because it is with repetition. What did I tell with repetition? N raised to power. That's it. रट्टा बस फॉर्मूला याद हो सकता है और नहीं वैसे लॉजिक नहीं लग सकता. अब एटलीस्ट 1 का मतलब क्या है? एक या एक से ज्यादा. तो इसमें क्या माइनस करना चाहिए? There is no digit available. Minus no digit available. यही करते थे ना? याद है जब आता था एटलीस्ट 1 होना चाहिए. एटलीस्ट 1 तो होना चाहिए. तो हम क्या करते थे? वो used to subtract. Yes. We find without any characters. Now, yes, password without 1, 2, 3, 4 and 6 डिजिट पासवर्ड कितना हो जाएगा? 5⁻6। 7 डिजिट कितने पॉसिबिलिटीज है इसमें? हम क्या पा रहे हैं? ABCDE. दिस इज विदाउट 1 2 3 4 5. यस और नो? एंड 8 डिजिट पासवर्ड कितना आ रहा है? सो टोटल पॉसिबिलिटीज आर व्हाट? 10⁻6 into 10⁻7 into 10⁻8 minus, we are adding na, sorry, adding word out, my bad. 6 digit passwords की possibility, 7 digit passwords की possibility, 8 digit passwords की minus 5 digit passwords की possibility plus 5 7 plus 5 8. Is that clear or not? अब इसमें 10⁻6 कॉमन ले लेते हैं, कितना हो जाएगा? 1 plus 10 plus 100. Yes or no? Now it's just calculation. उसने क्या बोला है? अल्फा इंटू 5⁻6 पूछा है, अल्फा की वैल्यू पूछी है. इसमें 5⁻6 कॉमन लेंगे, क्या हो जाएगा? 1 plus 5 plus 5 square. Can I write 10⁻6 as 2 into 2⁻6 into 5⁻6? 111 minus 5⁻6 into 31. Yes or no? I take 5⁻6 common, it becomes, what is 2⁻6? 64 into 111 minus 31. That is the value of alpha. Any doubts with this or not? Clear? At least I had done this earlier in probability, and I had specifically said why at least comes. At most में क्या करते हैं? उल्टा होता है. That's it. That's smart, easy question है, इतना कोई difficult नहीं था, लंबा दिख रहा था. That's why you had a problem with it. Otherwise the question we've done this. This is back to theorem 1 which you're saying. जिसको theorem से याद रहता है वो theorem से याद रखे, जिसको logic से याद रहता है वो logic से याद रखो. Because filling का, because without, with repetition है, तो मैंने क्या बोला था? n raised to power n. Without repetition होएगा n factorial. जब digits और ये difference हो जाएंगे तो क्या करेंगे? NPR. बस, और क्या क्वेश्चन है? क्या ही पूछ लेंगे? Is it clear or not? Can we move ahead? What is the rule or divisibility rule of 6? 2 or 3. That means the last digit has to be even number. How many digit number we require? 5. So it has to be either 2 or 6. That's only way. Now let's add the sum. 1 plus 2. This is the only hint that I'm giving. 2, 24. It's divisible. Yes or no? It is divisible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What should you remove to make it still divisible? That's what you have to see. And it's in front of you. Either you can remove 3 or you can remove 6. Any doubts? Because we need to make a 5-digit number. So if I remove 3, what did it come? 21, divisible. If I remove 6, 18, divisible. But if I remove any other number, suppose if I remove 1, so hence not. So there's only 2 possibilities where we have what? Either we remove 3 or this. Now try this. I'm not going to help you. Okay, so if we add all of them, it becomes 24 by 3. Since it has to be divisible, multiple of 6. Multiples of 6 means it needs to be divisible by either both 2 and 3. That means the last digit has to be even number. Only way that we can do is either keep 2 or 6. Now we see divisibility rule also we have to fill. If we add all of them, it becomes 24 divisible. So since we require a 5-digit number, what do we need to do? We need to take out one digit. What we can take out? If we take out 6, it's still divisible. If we take out 3, it is still, yes or no? So there are only 2 possibilities in which either we don't take a 3 or this. Is it clear? And what is the rule that we have? Either has to be 2 or 6 in the last. Now, if we look at it, this one, let's look at this combination. We need to make what? A 5-digit number. So 2 and 6 can come in the last place. There's only 2 ways of filling it. Next, 4, next 3, next 2, next 1. Yes or no? Because I can only take this for making it divisible. I have to make it divisible. I'm not taking 5 because there's no point of taking. If I take 3, what happens? It will become not divisible. Is it clear? If I take 3, I'll have to take out something else. Hence, the combination of only 2 combination of numbers are going to work for me. Is this and this. Any doubts with this or not? Logic, just pure logic. Because if I take 2, then I'll have to sacrifice some other number and it will never be divisible. 4 है ही नहीं ना, तो कैसे लेंगे? तो कैसे ले लेंगे? Is it clear? वो देख कितना खुश हो रहा है किसी के गलत रिप्लाई पे, खुद के जैसे बड़े अच्छे आंसर होते हैं. So what is the number of ways? 48 ways for the first one. Everybody clear? Let's look at this. In this case, do we have a 6? No. We have only one way possibility. We need to fill 2 in the last. Next is 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. How many is that? 24. 48 plus 24 makes it. Any doubts? Right, any doubts, anybody? Everybody clear with this? Okay, last question for the day. We have actually a lot more to do, but let's read the last question for the day. कोई फॉर्मूला रट्टा मान देना अच्छी तरह से, पक्का. इसमें फॉर्मूला क्या लगा रहा है? पहले अंडरस्टैंड द लॉजिक की फॉर्मूला बना कैसे. लॉजिक है तो सब इजी है, तो फॉर्मूला मेरे लॉजिक से ही बनाया तो है ना. फिर से रट्टा मार लोगे फिर जाओगे इसमें ये फॉर्मूला क्यों नहीं लगा, वो भी कुछ भी लगा देती है. CP क्या जो आया फॉर्मूला तो लगा दिया. फिर पता है क्या बोलती है, फिर क्या बोलती है, फॉर्मूला तो लगाया था, आंसर क्यों नहीं आया. तो विदाउट रेपिटेशन, तो फॉर्मूला तो लॉजिक में लगाना है ना. दिस अगर 2022 दिया हुआ है तो विद रेपिटेशन तो है ही है. 2022 दिया हुआ है तो विद रेपिटेशन लिखा ही हुआ है सीधा. 4 में इसका मतलब क्या है, विद रेपिटेशन बोला ही हुआ है. यस. कैसे कुछ भी होता है. देख 6 से नहीं बन सकता, 7 से नहीं बन सकता, 0 से नहीं स्टार्ट हो सकता. बस स्टार्ट किससे होएगा, 2 3 4. तो और कैसे, मेरे को समझ नहीं आया तूने और कैसे केस बना दिया. 2 कैसे बना दिए. तो 4000 को भूल जाएंगे. There is going to be 3 cases. I'm going to give you a hint. Digit starting with 2. Digit starting with 3. And digit starting with 4. Try this now. One. Only one number can be found. 180 numbers. Separated as in? See. Yeah, that will be like. ये 4 के ऊपर वाला क्यों करेगा, उसने बिटवीन बोला है, उसके ऊपर क्या. हाँ यस यस. Okay, when I say starting with 3, it's simple. First digit is 3, that means it can only be done in one way. How many digits are remaining? 1 2 3 4 5. जब 3 ऑलरेडी आ गया तो 5. Because he says repetition can happen 5 into 5, that makes it 125 is 43. 125 means 6. 6 because the total of 6 digits. 200 because repetition is allowed, it is 216. Now think of it. If it's a 4-digit number, we start it only with 4. We start only with 4. Yes or no? Now, which cannot be the digits? 6 and 7 cannot happen. Because if we get 4006, it is more. 4007, it cannot be there. So these two are not possible. So how many ways are possible now? 4. Yes or no? Because we cannot have 6 and 7. Is that clear? अगर हम 4600 कर लेंगे वो 480 से बड़ा जाएगा. 47 कर लेंगे, that's not possible. So I cannot take the numbers 2. How many ways I can fill this number? 4. Then how many? 6. Then how many? 6. Repetition with repetition is allowed. 6 square 36. 36 into 4 would make it 144. Till this part is clear or not?
No.
Yes.
तो second वाले में आपने 4 डाला ना, इसमें 6 और 7 allowed नहीं है.
First starting digit 4 है.
Starting digit 4 है.
अगर 4 है और हमारे पास numbers क्या 6 और 7 भी है, तो अगर मैं 4006 लूंगा तो 4482 से बड़ा हो जाएगा. अगर मैं 47 लूंगा ये तो 4700 हो गया, which is bigger than the number. So I cannot take 6 and 7. Since I cannot take 6 and 7, we are taking the remaining 4. After that, all the numbers are smaller because there's nothing 8. 8 से सारे छोटे हैं. That's it. Is it clear? Now try with 2. That's the only thing left. 2 is going to be smart. 426. Yes, go ahead. So how many ways we can fill? If this is 2, we are only filling up 2. This is only one way. Let's fill it all the ways possible. So it becomes 216. I'm just saying, if we fill it up, listen, I'm not saying we are doing it. Let's just say, because we can take, now we look at the numbers which are not possible. 2000, first number, not possible. 2002, not possible. 2003, not possible. 2004, not possible. 2006, not possible. 2007. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many cases are this? 6. 2005 is not, number 5 is not given. So how should I take it? Is it clear or not? I cannot take a number which is not given only. So how many ways is it possible? 6. Then 2020, because the number is 2022. 203 would be bigger. 204 would be bigger. Yes or no? So how many numbers are not bigger? 7. How many numbers are not bigger? 7. We subtract by 7. What are we left with? 209. Let's add all of them. That's the total number of digits possible. Only thing in 2000 you look for exception. 2000 not possible because repetition allowed. 2002 is not possible. 2003 is not possible. 2004 is not there. 2006 is not there. 2007 is not there. All these numbers are there. Na? Digits क्या है? 0, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. तो 2001 possible है. ये 2022 से छोटा है. 2002 भी छोटा है, 2003 भी छोटा है, 2004 भी छोटा है, 2006 भी छोटा है, 2007 भी छोटा है, 2020 भी छोटा है. उसके बाद 2022 आ गया, वो तो ऑलरेडी क्लोज इंटरवल में, उसको तो हमें कंसीडर करना ही करना है. 2000 के टोटल नंबर्स कितने बन रहे हैं? 2000 में कितने नंबर्स बन रहे हैं? 216. Because how many digits do we have? Repetitions are allowed, no? All this, why did we 6 repetitions were allowed? Is it clear? Only thing smarter that you had to do was do this. Rest of it was you got scared because of this, nothing else. Not because of this. If we do, it will become 5, 6, 9. If we add all of them, 216, 144, 209, 569?
That's the answer.